What is up, guys? Winner Kills here. Welcome back to another post-commentary duel video Yu-Gi-Oh match today of Satellarknights versus True-Draco Invoked with the Spellbook engine. You know, the new spellbook that has just come out basically lets you get a free two draw. I think if you discard a spellbook card from your hand or tribute a spellcaster or something along the line of that. So very, very good. You play Blue Boy and you play Secrets. Helps speed up the consistency of your deck a whole lot. Start things off with Alistair. 3 back row on the Satellarknights side of the field. Maybe if you would have opened like an Anunculai or a Deneb, probably would have been best. But it looks like he opened up a little subpar. I remember when I used to play Satellarknights, I remember a good opening would be like set 4 and an Anunculai, because it would set up your Altair play, probably for the next turn, or even a Call the Haunted play to set you up with that Deneb search. But Alistair is summoned, he gets the search off, and now he's going to attempt to activate the new spellbook card, which I think it's Spellbook of Enlightenment, I think is the new name. Ultra rare. I think, like I said, it lets you tribute a spellcaster, discard a spellbook from your hand to draw 2. So you just sort of break even, but Imperial Order will say no to that. I can't imagine if that card was around when spellbooks were at full power. Imperial Order would be a very rough card for that deck to deal with, but then again, I'm pretty sure Spellbook of Judgment, being a spell speed 2 quick play, could be able to deal with Imperial Order pretty easily. And again, you have cards like Priestess, which are very easy to get out in that deck. And you can just pop the Imperial Order, I believe, with Priestess effect. If Priestess does just pop any card, I'm not sure of the exact text. I used to play spellbooks. In fact, I have a couple of spellbook deck profiles on this channel from a while back. In fact, like one of my most popular videos on the channel, next to like Earthbound Immortals and stuff like that. So he is going to start off his summoning here with the Altair. Not what he wanted to do. Obviously would rather have something in the graveyard for that Altair to retrieve, but not having a setup just quite yet. I'll swing over Alistair for, I think, maybe like 700, because I think Altair has like 1700 attack or something like that. And pass it back over to our True-Draco player, my good friend Adam there on the right. Setting a back row. And summoning Ignis Heat, attributing True-Draco Disciples, and getting a pop on that Imperial Order. Getting that off the board. Doesn't have to worry about dealing with that anymore. Good bout of removal there. Terraforming coming down. We can only assume it's probably going to grab Diagram. I don't think this build runs cards like Spellbook Grand Tower. I just don't think it's necessary to be able to want to put back some of your spellbooks, maybe, or I guess it also would grab your Magical Meltdown as well, or Meltdown, whatever its name is. I forget these things easily, but Satellarknights Alpha will say no. Triggering that Altair, putting it in the grave again. Not what he wants in the grave. By the looks of his hand, it's not too great. See another Alpha, some Kaijus, and a Solemn Warning. Activating his Invocation. Gonna banish Alistair and his Altair, so we'll be able to go for a Mekuba. I call it Mokuba for some reason. But that one's gonna be over real quick. No monsters coming to the hand of the Satellarknight player. Not a lot of consistency going on for him. But this time we're gonna see quite the opposite, popping that Alti Pot of Duality, revealing a Rhoda and 2 Pot of Desires. Rough. Somebody should have shuffled a little bit better. But again, that's Yu-Gi-Oh for you. I feel like bricking in Yu-Gi-Oh is so much easier to do than in Pokemon, because in Pokemon, if you do not open a basic Pokemon, you can reshuffle your hand back in and draw another 7 cards. You know, granted, your opponent does get a mulligan draw, optional mulligan draw for every time you do that, so they can't get decked out by somebody not opening any basics, but it is an interesting mechanic. Kind of lets you get an equal chance to start and saying like, well, I guess I kind of lose now because I don't have anything good to start off with. Everybody gets sort of an equal chance, at least how the game will start. It's kind of a balanced playing field. I definitely think Pokemon is a more balanced TCG. And if you guys wanted me to upload some Pokemon content here and there, I won't be flooding the channel with it. It'll still be a majority of Yu-Gi-Oh stuff, but you know, maybe certain days I upload Pokemon content, of course, along with Yu-Gi-Oh content. I probably won't upload a Pokemon video unless there's a Yu-Gi-Oh video to go along with it. So I'm not forcing you guys to watch something you maybe don't want to watch, but if you like the Yu-Gi-Oh TCG, you'll probably like the Pokemon TCG better, if not more. And another thing that's really awesome about the Pokemon TCG is it's just so much cheaper to play. You do not have to spend hundreds and hundreds of dollars on a deck. I picked up a deck that runs very, very well, competitive. I spent like 65 bucks on it. And it's like a nice meta deck. And tell me what meta deck right now in Yu-Gi-Oh can you pick up, you know, everything you need for under 65 bucks. There is none, so I'll answer it for you. Using that econ to take us to Neb, tributing it for his Dynamite Knuckle. Getting a nice setup there. If he has the Altair next turn, he could be rolling into something, but he already used his One of Rhoda last turn. Pot of Duality again, triggering the Dynamite Knuckle into the Solemn Strike, so he'll get that out of there. Anunkuli, Imperial Order, and Gameciel. I think the Anunkuli would probably be the best bet. I don't think Imperial Order is going to do him too much at this point. If I were him, I'd want to get my engine going a little bit. Deck thin, throw another Deneb Engrave, even throw a Vega Engrave to set up another Altair play. Gameciel might be okay, but that's the odds of him trying to get a Masterpiece out sometime soon. And I don't see it happening anytime soon, really, the way the True-Draco player's board is. Of course, he could tribute the 2 back row for the Masterpiece, but then he'll be able to deal with it pretty easily with cards like Travere, being able to bounce the Masterpiece back to his hand and possibly get a chance to discard it. So he will use an Anunkuli. Let's see what he foolishes here. He foolishes Alsam, the one that burns for 1,000 when it hits the board. Okay, never mind. Changing it for the Vega. I think that's a much better play. Vega can set up a lot of plays. He's already got the Deneb Engrave, so he doesn't need to send another Deneb. The only reason I might want to send another Deneb if he does have a card like Invocation. He could be out of luck if he does go to banish for it, and of course he's going to banish the Deneb if anything, because that's a revivable free search. And then there's Return of the True King. Gonna revive. Looks like Dynamite Knuckle. And Maxi will be chained to it. He'll get 1 free draw off of it. And then our True-Draco player will draw for turn. He's got a pretty good setup. We could see a Masterpiece. The board is definitely suited for it. And if you're wondering at this point, how come the video isn't sped up as usually is? It is sped up a little bit, but since the match was so short, I decided not to speed it up that much, so it wouldn't be such a short video. A little easier to commentate over as well. Just I wanted to bring that up. And there is the Masterpiece, like I suspected. He'll get 2 draws off of that thanks to his, I think, Heritage, True-Draco Heritage. Masterpiece tributing a trap and a monster. What else could you ask for in this matchup to be immune to traps and monsters? Resolving a Desires, get those extra draws to his hand. He's going to sift through and see what he banished. Hopefully nothing too bad. Maybe some other Desires in there. Some other cards that he just doesn't need at the moment. But I think he's in a pretty good winning position right now. And there is another spellbook of Enlightenment, discarding Blue Boy, getting another 2 draws, drawing 4 cards in 1 turn. The spellbook engine proving to be very, very good. And then he's going to activate Disciples, which I believe acts as a Daigusto Emerald in a way. I think it shuffles True-Draco cards back into your deck, and then I think you get to draw 1. But he'll tribute Heritage for Ignis Heat, and he'll go to pop something. He's going to pop Oasis of Dragon Souls. I don't think he can chain and get the summon off that. I think that's how the ruling is, and Masterpiece banishing Return of the True-Draco to pop a set Duality. And it looks like that's going to be it. Invocation and Ghost Ogres in hand. That's going to be it for this match. A simple, swift 2-0 on behalf of the True-Draco player. Of course, I could have predicted it myself. But again, it looks like our Satellarknight player did not open up too optimal. And maybe it would have been a bit of a different story in the end if he did. But that's all up to speculation. Let me know what you guys think down in the comment section below. Appreciate you guys tuning in today for today's video. It means a lot. Like I said, let me know what you think about adding some Pokemon here and there, whether it be a deck profile or duels. I probably wouldn't go into any discussions or anything like that. I don't know, but I'm having a lot of fun with Pokemon. And like I said, I might make a open game state video where, of course, I talk about more Yu-Gi-Oh related things, but I can sort of give my comparison on, you know, what I've figured out after playing Pokemon for a little bit and comparing it to Yu-Gi-Oh, if that interests you guys at all. If not, it's whatever. And yeah, thanks so much for watching. Leave a like if you didn't. As always, want to kill signing out. We'll see you in the next one.